all the winter sport guys can be a part of it.
Okay, cool. Just where at the high school? Or?
Yeah. Yeah. How's it look tomorrow or Friday?
Good.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the beautiful Athenian Athletic Complex, Crawfordsbville High School, getting ready to kick off the 8th grade contest. Alex Hernandez kicks off for the Athenians to the Cougars, who will recover the kick at the 34-yard line. Again, I am Tommy Coy. Brett Welliver also manning the camera and is adding some very intelligent insights to the game this evening. Justin Duggar kind of turning the dials and taking care of keeping us on the air here this evening. If you're just joining us, the 7th grade lost in a heartbreaker, 6-2 to the Cougars. A screen pass on the last play of the game from Caden Underwood to Michael Willis goes about 22 yards, and they needed 23. Just pushed out about a yard short, and the contest ended there. So the season ends for the 6th and 7th grade combined Athenians, and their loss tonight to the Cougars. So, 8th grade contest gets started. Out of the shotgun were the Cougars. First play, handoff up the middle to looks like number 42, Trevor Andel for the Cougars. Big play.
Right up the middle
for the Cougars on the very first play. Gets it out across to the Athenian 40-yard line. So not a good start for the Athenian defense. The Cougars get a big play.
I was just going to say the key to this game is actually the Athenians' ability to tackle. So here we go. We got a tackle.
And he went through on that play. I mean, he was untouched. The line was... Cougar offensive line did a nice job of opening the hole for him to get through it. He went right through it. Quarterback keeps it himself on the direct snap. The quarterback for the Cougars is number 13, Donovan Haworth.
Well, I was going to tell you right now, North is ready to play, and I don't think we're halfway ready yet.
Yes, they are. They have come out with a little bit of pep in their step. So
well, this game last year was a blowout.
Yes.
And it was like 38-12 or something like that. And it was no contest. In fact, North ran one play in the first half. One offensive play in the first half.
Yeah. So to say they want a little bit of payback is easy. Hand off there again to Andel. Takes it across the 30-yard line, which will be good enough for a Cougar first down. Those Athenians there on the tackle. And they do. We look a little bit flat and a little bit kind of back on our heels, and the Cougars are really kind of taking it to the Athenians. So 1st and 10 Cougars, already their second first down of this drive. They started at about the 34-yard line, so they have gained yards in bunches and gained it here quickly. Ken Hallworth out of the shotgun. Will take the snap. This time he's looking to throw. Was it deep down the field? Pretty good pass. Oh, it's incomplete. Almost picked off, actually, by number 11, Gavin Kinney.
Number 11, Gavin Kinney on the coverage.
Well, it was almost first completed and then almost picked off both.
Yes,
on the
went
same
through the hands of the receiver. It looks like number 6 for the Cougars. That's Gabe Laws. Pretty good spiral. Held it. Stayed up there a really long time. Really long time. So almost like an outfielder just waiting on that thing to come down. A 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. Ball at the 30. Again, going exclusively out of the shotgun. Hallworth, 3 wide receivers lined up to the right. He will keep it himself. Has a pretty good hole to run behind. Gets it across the outside, gets it across the 20, down to the 15. He gets it down inside the 10. Just dodging Athenians as he goes. Another big play for the Cougars. That will put them actually at they put it at the 11, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11, so it will not be 1st and goal. So they can get 10 yards before getting into the end zone. Again, another big play for the Cougars. Been 2 big plays for the Cougars right here out of the gate.
We made some changes there on the defensive line. We got a lot more athletic now on the defensive line.
Match athleticism with athleticism. Both Andell and Hallworth, the quarterback and running back, out of the shotgun. Both pretty athletic. Handoff here on the jet sweep to looks like number 5, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Cougars. Number 5, Brent Dagley. What looked like the jet sweep for the touchdown. Just the quickness on that drive of the Cougars. Again, we just look like we're back on our heels. Okay. And that is 6-0. 6-0 Cougars. Pending the extra point. Looks like they are going to go for 2 here. About 6 plays. They go about 60-some yards.
I don't care.
Again, Hallworth out of the shotgun. Again, he will take and hand it off the other way. This time to Laws. He gets the corner and he gets in for the 2-point conversion. That time Gabe Laws on the jet sweep around the left side of the Cougar line. And that will put the Cougars up 8-0. So a really good start for the Cougars. Very quick. Everything that the Cougars did was right at the Athenians. The Athenians seem to be kind of on their heels the entire way. And like you said, we've kind of come out flat.
For sure. It just doesn't look like there's any energy out there at all. And I'll go back at this time last year. This team was 4-3.
Yes.
Okay, we didn't play Greencastle to start the year, so we were 4-3. And there's a difference between, okay, are we going to be 500, or are you going to be over 500, and are you going to win the county?
Yes.
And it was, that can be a difference. We haven't won a game for like 4 weeks.
Yes. Kick by the Cougars will be taken. Number 21, Kagan Fields. He gets around the outside. He gets it out across the 50.
Nice return for the Athenians as he
gets it out to about the... Looks like it's going to be at about the Cougar 48-yard line. Good return by Kagan Fields for the Athenians, and it will be 1st and 10. So hopefully that's going to be the spark that gets the Athenians going offensively. Number 10, I don't know who that is at quarterback. Maybe Gary Lynn will know.
It's Hensley.
It is Hensley, that's right. Hands it off up the middle.
I think it's Powell.
32 Powell.
Powell on the carry for the Athenians.
Gets a couple out to about the 46-yard line. Gain about 2.
It'll be 2nd and 8.
Kenny and Hensley will be the captain of the offense this evening. Kagan Fields is the deep halfback. Moves number 22, Cheney, in motion. Hands it off to
Powell.
Powell again up the middle. Big run. Gets it out across the 30 down to the 27-yard line.
All the way down inside the Cougar 30-yard
Boy, Coach Coy, we've got a
line.
heavy mist that has moved in here. It's going to make the ball much slicker as the game moves.
So again, the turnovers, hanging on to the football, taking care of the football. It's going to be a big part of the success of both teams here this evening. And if you're a defense, do you, as a coach, do you teach that, tell your defenders to go more for, as you tackle, go for the ball, maybe go for strips and those things?
I don't think so at this point in the game.
You see a botched snap here. Kagan Fields picks it up, and he is met by a swarm of Cougars at about the 35-yard line. Didn't know if that was something that sometimes, if that's something you maybe say, if you get an opportunity as you tackle, obviously you're going to go and tackle and hit the ball anyway, but didn't know if that was
Not yet. Later in the game, if you need a turnover, as you would in any game, and the other, you just maybe are more aware that there is a possibility that there'll be a turnover with wet conditions, and just, try to make your kids aware of that.
And then sometimes, too, you get the bad snaps like we've had. We've had a lot of bad snaps this evening as well. Athenians are backed all the way to the 35-yard line, so it'll be second and long from there. Hensley takes the snap. He pitches it off to Fields. He's got some room over here to the left. The Cougars do close in quickly. He is able to get back to about the 31-yard line. Gain about 3, maybe 4 yards. So it'll be third down, still third and long. Officially marked at about the 31. Had some room here, but the pursuit of the Cougars closed pretty quick. They have been pretty quick, obviously offensively with the 60-yard drive, but they've been pretty quick to the ball as well.
Yeah, just some common opponent stuff here on these two teams. Get it here after this play. Good play. Good play.
In and around. Zaire Morgan's
this
got
is big.
Plenty of room.
Get up. It's a touchdown.
Zaire Morgan on the reverse for the touchdown. Great call, like you said, Coach. Clearly had Kagan Fields pitched in, but here comes Zaire Morgan wide open along the right side.
Love it. We as a program do not run enough misdirection plays. Getting the defense going one way and I'll just say it, we don't do it enough at the varsity level. I mean, the opposition at the varsity level, they know what we're doing. Every play, they know what we're doing.
Great play there. Get Zaire Morgan. Get a guy that has a lot of athleticism. Gets him out in space, and he's wide open there. Great play. 31 yards for the touchdown to Morgan. Now we'll go for
we
2
need to
here.
tie this game up right here.
Yes, we do. Answer the call, the Cougars. Snap again. Hensley looking, rolling to his left.
Got him wide open.
Wide open, Morgan. 2-point conversion is good, and we have answered.
That was a big answer.
And again, Coach, it's been big plays. You get the 30, it was about a 30-yard run from Andel that got them down into Athenian territory, and then we got about a 20-yard run that got them inside the Athenian 15, where they had first and goal at the 11. They scored 2 plays later. You get a big 25-yard run from Ethan Powell, and then obviously the 31-yard touchdown run on the reverse to Zaire Morgan, and then the 2-point conversion pass play, and we're all knotted up at 8. So again, it's been the big plays so far that's been...
I just wanted to go back to the common opponents here. Southmont beat both of these teams. Mm-hmm. Southmont was county champs. We lost to Southmont in overtime. Webo, with all 3 county schools.
Number 75, Hernandez set to
Our kids said that wasn't close. I don't think, if I remember right, because the 8th graders came in and said that they had...
Well, we were overtime. We lost to Webo in overtime. Southmont lost to Webo in overtime.
Okay, you're right. It was Danville. The Cougars get the return out to about on the short kick, about the 43 yards. It was Danville, I'm sorry.
And Webo beat North.
Right.
And that's the one. I don't think their score was all that close.
Right.
So,
Danville just continues. Their kids, and we'll see that when we play them in basketball this year. The kid said that they grew a ton from last year to this year. But Danville, man, they just continue. They have had an unreal season football-wise, and their middle school teams just continue to be good. They've got a guy who is a Danville guy. Casey Woods originally got his first job coaching at Clinton Prairie, is now at Danville. Back when I was in high school and they joined the conference, they have just been, they had about 3 or 4 year period where they just were at the bottom, which was really surprising, but they're kind of back to that Danville pedigree. The Cougars have it 1st and 10 inside.
There we go. That was a lot better job.
Hayworth on the quarterback.
Hayworth, I guess it is the pronunciation there, as he gets outside, but they are stopped by the Athenians. Like I said, a little more pep there from the defense. Defense played a little bit more inspired on that play as well.
I thought there on that particular play, our linebackers didn't over-pursue too much. We actually stayed back a little bit. We were really just maybe actually too aggressive, but I didn't think we were too aggressive that first possession by Northridge. But we were much more in position that time. We're not
this time on the looks like the delay. Andel, the ball carrier, gets out across to about the 50-yard line, right at about midfield. Looks like we're going to a game 5, Coach.
Score
5-0, top of the 8th. Cubs bullpen just not very good.
Now, are they going to play that tomorrow and forget the travel day?
I would think.
I think they have to.
I think they'd have to.
Yeah, and that would be at Washington.
Only sport where weather can wreak havoc on the playoffs. 3rd and short here for the Cougars. This time, Hayworth goes under center. He hands it off to the first guy through out of the I formation. Again, number 42, Andell. That's good enough for a Cougar first down. But again, this time despite the first down here, the Athenians are doing a better job, like you said, of playing more discipline. They're not on their heels. They're kind of sticking to where they need to be. But just a couple of good plays there by the Cougars.
Yeah, it looks like North's running a trap right up the middle. And then they got one of the tackles coming around and getting a linebacker. That linebacker has got to get up in there.
And Dell again, the ball carrier takes it down.
He's got to fight off that block. Now, one of the things that a lineman can do on that is actually hold his position and try to take up 2 offensive guys, so then that lineman can't get to the linebacker.
And that's not what's happening there, because as you see on that play here, he gets about 6 yards in. He's getting to that.
Yeah.
Well, I always hear that Coach Venturi, like I said, listen to him if you talk to the 7th grade game. Love listening to him talk. They're getting that what they call the second level. The linebackers that second level.
Exactly.
And Andell, it's not good when the first guys that touch the running back is the linebackers, and that's really all that's happened.
Well, it depends on where it's at.
Right, absolutely. But he's getting that second level 4 and 5 yards deep.
Right.
Hayworth on the keeper out of the shotgun this time. Again, he gets to that second level pretty well out across the 30. Inside the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. Another first down for the Cougars. Again, the first drive was marked with 2 to 3 really big plays for the Cougars. The 2 plays of 30-plus yards. This time they are getting shorter gains, but they have put together a nice little drive here with 2 first downs. So 1st and 10 at about the 29-yard line for the 27-yard line for the Cougars. Hayworth again out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands it off this time again. This time number 5, Brent Dagley. But he is tackled by number 21, Kagan Fields, at about the 26-yard line.
Fields on the stop for the Athenians.
Gain of a couple. That play will mark the end of the first quarter. And we got a tie game, 8-8. 2 pretty impressive drives, Coach, by both teams in that first quarter.
Yes, it is. And with the weather conditions the way they are, you might think there would be some issues there, which we did. We had one bad snap, and fortunately we were able to recover from it.
But in terms of the footing and everything else, it's clearly not slowing these two teams down, because they're both wanting to play fast, and they're playing pretty fast so far. Looks like it may be whoever, so far from what we've seen, whoever has the ball last. Yeah, absolutely. Who takes care of the football the best? Because right now, it's not looking. It's not looking like the defenses are. Defense may be optional, so to speak, here, because so far the offenses have dominated in that first quarter. So second quarter underway here. As the Cougars will come onto the field. The Athenians are continuing to get instructions from Coach May and Coach Morgan down there on the sideline. The umbrellas are coming out as that mist. You can actually see the mist. You couldn't see the mist in the lights going across the pine trees over there, Coach, but now it's starting to get a little bit thicker, but we're in the nice warm cozy.
We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah, the press box is nice and warm, and
you know what? Even though the temperature's not real cold, but with this moisture, the players' hands can really start getting cold and numbish.
And it's like you just can't. This isn't just the sprinkles here and there. This is the soaking mist. You just can't dry off more annoying than anything else. Hayworth will take the snap out of the shotgun for the first play of this second quarter. He hands it off to Andell, and again Andell quickly through the line, breaking a couple tackles. He gets inside the 5 down to about the 4-yard line. Finally brought down by number 75, Alex Hernandez, but not after a big gain for the Cougars. And give credit to the Cougar offensive line. They have opened up some big-time holes in the Athenian defensive line to give him lots of running room.
Start the clock.
First and goal for the Cougars at the 4-yard line. Hayworth out of the shotgun. So far, they haven't had any trouble on the exchanges or the snaps. Andell will go in for the Cougar touchdown. And again, another impressive drive running the football for the Cougars. This time, I think 8 or 9 plays, going about 55 or so yards in 8 plays, making the score 14-8, pending the extra point attempt. They will go for 2. Trips to the right for the Cougars. One lone receiver, number 5, Dagley, down here to the left. Hayworth under center. He will keep it himself. Dances around, and it looks like the Athenians will deny Hayworth the 2-point conversion. So scoreboard reads after the Cougar touchdown, Northridge leading our Athenians 14-8.
Well, that was, maybe I should say, the first positive defensive play of the game, really.
And I'm honestly surprised that he would keep that in that instance. I mean, Andell went pretty well through the Athenian line for that entire drive. So I would assume that they would have kept it with him going with the 2-point conversion, but Hayward kept it himself to our advantage. Obviously, good stop for the Athenians there to keep this game at 14-8. So the kickoff forthcoming for the Cougars. Back deep to receive will be, looks like Fields and, can't see that 22. The 22, that's Evan Cheney for the Athenians. Hayworth doing lots of duties for the Cougars as he will kick off for the Cougars.
Missed that, baby.
Botched kick, but that will go out of bounds.
Hayworth's kick goes out of bounds.
Number 59, Fruits looked like he was going to try to get it, and it just went wide away from him. The ball goes out at about the 41-yard line.
38.
I'm sorry, 38 yards. There's a flag on the 41.
Yeah.
Officially will be at the 38-yard line for the Athenians as the kickoff goes out of bounds. Illegal procedure. So we get pretty solid field position for the Athenians.
Well, now we just got to come back and, drive the ball again. And, as a coach, you're also thinking about, hey, let's go down, take our time, score, boom, let's end the first half, and then we get the ball to start the second half.
Absolutely. Hensley out of the pistol. Moves Cheney in motion. Looked again like we moved a little quick.
I thought so.
Powell again with a pretty solid run. He gets it out across the 45-yard line. Gained about 6 or 7 yards.
Ethan's running the ball pretty well tonight. You notice he had both hands on the ball there, too. He has had a history of some fumbles. So good to see him there protecting the ball.
2nd and 3 for the Athenians. Hensley getting the troops the call for this play. Hensley will now move again. This time Powell in motion. He'll hand it off to Cheney this time. Cheney gets up the middle. Again, he does also have 2 hands on the football. This time he'll go from 45 to 45. Gain of 10 yards and a first down for the Athenians.
Another possible issue with the defensive tonight, and I know it is with us because we grab too much.
Yes.
And it looks like maybe North is doing the same thing. They're grabbing. And those jerseys are slick.
And they're going high.
Yeah, those jerseys are slick.
High, absolutely. So there's a couple times they're trying to tackle Andell down at the other end up high. There's no way you're going to tackle those guys up high, especially like you said with the weather the way it is. Powell moves again in motion. Hensley takes the snap. He pitches it back to Fields, who's got a little bit of room on that left side. He gets the edge, gets out across the 35. He'll be taken down at about the 31-yard line off the toss there. Good play there for the Athenians. Taking about 14 yards for the Athenians. Another first down, just continuing to drive down the field.
But not before Fields takes it to the Northridge 31-yard line. Where the Athenians
Another good
will
play there. They're
operate
utilizing
first and
motion
10.
to help get an extra blocker the direction they are running. So 1st and 10 for the Athenians at the 31. Two consecutive plays of over 10 yards for the Athenians. Hensley gets the call. Again out of the pistol. Moving Cheney. This time it'll go to Fields. Goes
Fields the ball
straight up the
carrier.
middle. He gets stopped
Right
after
up
a
the
gain of
middle.
about 3 or 4 yards.
Takes
Looked
it
like he might have.
inside the Northridge
Hensley kind of looked like he took that
40-yard
snap
line.
and kind of almost threw it right into
Well,
Kagan, and Kagan
yeah.
did a nice job of
Exactly.
stabilizing the ball before
Yeah.
he got
Yep.
too far into the Cougar defense on that play. So it'll be second and about
Another nice
7.
drive going here. Take care of the ball. Take care of the ball.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't try to make a big play. If the big
There we
play's
go.
there, take it, but don't try to do
Right.
too much here. Hensley again moving Powell in motion. Takes snap, hands it
Cheney.
off to Cheney. Cheney gets up the middle.
Cheney on a nice carry once again for the Athenians.
Again, first time I've seen the 8th grade
He's
this
close to
year,
20,
but there
close
is
to
there is
another
nobody
first
that runs harder.
And it is.
He is
An
low to
Athenian
the ground,
first down.
and he does a great. He wants to run the football like Evan Cheney does.
Yes.
I noticed that all last year.
Well, you watch
And
him
he's
on
just-
defense, too. I mean, technique,
Yes.
his knowledge
Well,
of the game. I
it
mean,
does. Now, let's say it does help the genes. I mean, he's got a
Yes.
father that played in a state
Right.
championship at Tri-West.
So it's
Rory's
first
a
and 10
big time football guy, so you can
The
tell
ball
he's been taught
spotted
very,
at
very
the
well. But you just watch him and the way he
21-yard
runs
line
and the way he does things.
With 4:22
You know,
to
it's
go in
just,
half.
and he's not as big as a lot of his classmates now, but you know for sure he's going to get bigger. And when he gets bigger, his talent is just going to show that much more. Good job by Hensley taking the
Whoa.
snap, and then Powell took a
hey,
shot.
he held on to the ball.
He did, and he took a shot.
Yeah.
Number 6, Gabe Laws, put a nice little pop on Ethan Powell. And like I said, it's just going to take one of those hits maybe on either side. You know, it kind of looked like we kind of said which team's going to make that first mistake so far on that offense. And that was a good job by Powell to make sure that he hung onto the football after taking the hit by Laws. So it'll be 2nd and 8 at the 19-yard line for the Athenians. So takes the snap, pitches it out to Fields. Fields again trying to secure that away, gets it out to the outside, gets across the 15, gets dragged out of bounds for a solid gain down to about the
He's a little short of the
13.
first down.
first down's at about what, the 12, Coach?
Looks like it. Just inside the 12.
Just inside the 12, and he is about right at the 13-yard line.
3rd and 2.
This will be 3rd and 2. According to the man behind the mic, Gary Lynn, again, always does a wonderful job on the PA for middle school football. .318 left here in the half. Athenians driving down 14-8. Hensley moves Cheney in motion. And again, the botch snap. Again, it's so hard sometimes to see them move because it looks like they're moving before the ball snapped. From up here, obviously it's a little different, but a botch snap there. Luckily for the Athenians, 1, Hensley is able to fall on it. 2, not much of a loss there, probably about a foot. Yeah, it looks like it's marked at about the exact same spot, so officially no gain.
No, but we're
play, but
fourth down.
Fourth and short.
Yeah.
4th and short here.
Well, don't know for sure, but I would love to see Kagan get the ball and go wide left.
Moves Cheney in motion. He does hand it off to Fields, and
Up
Fields
the middle.
does look like
I
is
think
gonna
he
get
got
the
it.
first down.
Yes, he did.
He gets down to about the 10. The 11 was the first down marker, and it will be a first down.
Big play.
Depending on
Big
the
play.
spot, looks like it will be
They're putting it right on the 10.
right on the 10. So 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. 2:35 to go here in the first half. Big 4th down conversion there for the Athenians. Again, like you said, Kagan off to the off to the right side. Went more up the middle, but again, Fields was the prime guy on fourth down. Hensley first down. Out of the shotgun again, out of the pistol. Moving Powell in motion, hands it off to Cheney. This time gets up the middle, and he is met by a host of Cougars.
Again, the Athenians will not be in any hurry here. We're approaching 2 minutes left in the half. Ideally, you score on fourth down and leave about 30 seconds on the clock.
And the Athenians will have the ball to start the second
And
half.
Score the 2-point conversion.
Absolutely, to take the lead. In a perfect world, absolutely.
But we'll take the touchdown.
We will take the touchdown for
on
sure.
this play.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Time is now under 1:40, and obviously the Athenians do have all three of their timeouts left, but they're not going to use those and leave the Cougars any opportunity.
Well, we might use it if we get down
If
to
we get
fourth
close,
down.
absolutely.
And, we want to think about what play
Absolutely.
we're calling.
So again, we'll move Powell in motion. Bad snap again. Fields picks it up, and he is tackled at about the 15-yard line. And the last couple of snaps that have been botched have really not been a result of the conditions. They've just been too low.
Yeah.
They've just been ground balls.
Yeah.
So it'll be 3rd and goal at the 15. So now
You're almost forced into a passing
You are.
situation, but if Northridge is thinking that, then you could pick up, some nice yardage here.
absolutely. You do have Zaire Morgan over on the left side. They have a safety over the top to help him. They pitch it out to Fields. Fields has some room. It makes one guy miss. Gets out across the 10. Gets it down to about the 6-yard line. So he is able to make up some of the time.
To the 5-yard line.
Coach May's going to run this clock down and then call timeout and make it the last play of the half.
Really good idea here. Don't want to leave the Cougars really any time.
Now, the
All right, now they
only-
will call a timeout
Yeah.
here with 9.3 seconds remaining here in the first half.
The only bad possibility there when you do that is if there would be a personal foul. It's an automatic first down.
Right.
If it was a personal foul on Northridge,
Right.
automatic first down, and then you leave yourself probably one play.
Right.
But it's still the right call.
But isn't the same thing in middle school that you can't end a half
Yeah, but
on a defensive penalty?
I'm just saying, like if it was a personal foul, it's an automatic first down,
Right.
which you have 4 plays,
Right.
and by running the clock down there. But that's, what are the odds of that happening? No, this is the right call.
So So be the coach again. You've coached with these guys. You coached this team last year. What play do they call here?
You know what?
You think Hensley puts it in the air to Zaire
I
again?
think he does, but I'm thinking of a play we ran last year in the last play of the first half, and we scored about 10 yards out. We gave it to Cheney right up the middle.
Okay. You know what? He is the hard. To me, he is the hardest runner when it comes to going up the middle. But give credit to Powell. Powell's done had a couple of runs up the middle. He's run pretty hard too.
Yeah.
And took a shot from one of the Cougar tacklers, Gabe Laws, in that last play that he did.
Look out here. We've got one receiver, and they've got 2 defenders. On the other side, it's one receiver, and they've got a safety over there, too, so they have 2 defenders on our 2 receivers.
Again, pitches it off to Fields.
You don't have anything.
It's not.
Oh, yes, he does.
He does.
Yes, he does.
He made guys touchdown run for Kagan Fields.
My fault, folks. I got
It did. He looked at it. Did the Cougars had pretty good pursuit? Looked like they had him bottled up. It looked like the defender was trying to push him back towards the defenders, and there wasn't anybody there.
And I think some of the Cougars stopped
They
playing.
did. They did, absolutely. So it's 14-14 now. The Athenians will go for 2 here.
Huge play. Oh, my gosh. Really 2 huge plays on this drive.
Yes.
4th down play, and then that play right there, which it was a 4th down play also, but more importantly, it was the last play of the half.
The hesitation, too, from Fields to kind of stop, get that defender to stop.
Exactly.
And read where to go. So
And
really nice job
actually,
by
our
Fields on play
blockers
2.
kept blocking.
They did. They didn't stop, absolutely. So Hensley rolls to his right here on the two-point conversion, has his man, but passes just short. Gavin Kenny was the intended receiver.
Okay. Well,
So we do
I said
what we
last
needed.
play and a half, but there's actually point two.
Absolutely.
You've got to
Absolutely.
squib it.
Yes. Squib kick here with 0.2 of a second left. Don't want to leave the Cougars any time here. And Kenny was the intended receiver. Tough play rolled to your right, and he was open. That's a tough play with defenders coming right
Well,
at
again,
him.
I know Ian too well, and I know you know Ian fairly well.
Oh yeah,
he hates to make a mistake.
he does.
So
Yes,
he tends to be a little conservative
Yes.
on what he does. He needs to go ahead and throw the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
He just really babied that ball out there.
And Gavin did everything he did to try to catch it. You know what? Gavin's the same way too. He's going to come and tell you, what? He probably should have still had that. Because these
And he
guys.
could have done a little better job because he didn't react to the ball being short very well. He never took a step back to the ball. He did slow down.
And I think he did try. I think his footing got a little cut. He slipped a little bit on the play, but it's stopped there for the Cougars. So again, got what we needed, the equalizing touchdown to send us hopefully here into the half tied, and we will have the ball to start the second half. Alex Hernandez will be the guy in charge of
That's what we want.
swibbing it. Touches off the defender.
There we go.
The Cougars will
Perfect.
fall on it at about the 37-yard line. That will send us into the half. But pretty good half of football for both teams.
A lot of offense.
A lot of offense. 14-14 here at the half between the Cougars and the Athenians. Again, Tommy Coy here. Coach Rhett Welliver on the headset and the camera. Justin Duggar on the computer, keeping us updated on the Cubs scores that I don't want to hear any more about because they're not winning. And according to ESPN, it's still the bottom of the eighth inning, and they have 2 outs.
Ooh,
It's still
that's
fine. It's
good
been
for the Cubs.
It's been the eighth. Well, no, it's it's been the 8th inning for a while. So that's kind of a bummer. So.
Hey, we can look ahead. Friday night we have our last football webcast. We will not be webcasting any of the tournament games. But we host Frankfurt on Friday in a battle of 2 teams that have not won a game yet. An opportunity here for each team to, you never want to go winless.
No.
So, and we're the home team, so I got to give us the advantage here. I don't know what Coach Getz is looking at here. Is it... are we just going to play just simply to win this game? Are we going to play to get ready for the tournament? Are we going to get ready and play maybe a little bit more of what he wants next year? Irregardless, it's a good opportunity for Crawfordsville here to win this game and get going. The tournament will also, the first game will be against Southmont a week from this Friday, which would be the 20th. And it'll be here versus Southmont.
It will.
And, South had a huge win.
Huge win.
Against Lebanon.
That to me, we call it this eating lunch with the brain trust, as we kind of call ourselves, the guys that eat B lunch.
Right.
And we got to, Gary Lynn was in there, and there's a big group of us, talking there at lunch, and we were kind of talking about Southmont going into this Lebanon game. And, it's a big game for them. We're like, we just kind of hate to say we wrote off Southmont, against Lebanon, but just assume that, with Lebanon, with Jalen Washington, there's nobody in the conference as athletic as Jalen Washington.
No,
He's just
but that was the key to the game.
It was.
Because he didn't play.
No. Yeah.
And, but I wouldn't have thought that South would have, you could see him maybe pulling off an upset, on something really late.
Yes.
But they were in the game the whole way.
Yeah.
And so that was a surprise. And, they've got to be really jacked up.
Yeah, for sure.
Heading into the tournament, because they're looking. If I'm the coaches down there and I'm the team down there and I'm everybody down south, I'm looking at this draw and I'm saying, man, we can get to the championship game here.
Yeah.
Because
you have Hamilton Heights,
who's worst year they've had in a long,
and
long
that's
time.
a team that's gone like undefeated, and unfortunately for them, they used to seem to always be in the same section as West Lafayette.
Right.
And West Lafayette's just always been so good here these years, and here now, they're not good. So North Montgomery actually got a really good draw.
Yes,
to draw
they did.
Hamilton Heights, and that game is at North Montgomery.
Yeah.
So then the second game obviously.
Second game would be at Southmont if no matter who wins the first. If Southmont beats us, then Southmont would host the next game.
They were the road team, whereas North was the home team. But then if it's us in North, does it go to the top team in the bracket or the bottom?
It's the bottom.
So it would be us. We host the second week too, which would be outstanding to host both of those two tournament games. And hey, there's been crazier things.
Yes, there has.
Been crazier things.
Yes, there has.
Hopefully we take care of business and get Frankfurt on Friday. But let's, there have been plenty of teams that have gone, sometimes 0-9, 0-10. Sheridan, great example. They have plenty of years where they don't win games, but they win 2 games and sometimes they won sectionals.
Well, you'd never know when that turnover bug's going to hit.
Absolutely.
And it was just like, honestly, the South game when we played them down there. I think South's up by 2 scores. But we're getting ready to go in and score first and goal from the 3. And we fumbled it. They pick it up, run it all the way back for a touchdown for a 3-score lead instead of it really being a 1-score lead. And that was right before the half.
Well, so that's basically a 14-point turnaround.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's huge. Sometimes that's insurmountable. I mean, that's.
And their opening play of the second half was a kickoff return for a touchdown. You take those 2 plays out of that game, and it's a 1-score game midway through the third quarter, if not towards the end of the third quarter. So, just like South, people didn't expect South to beat Lebanon.
Right.
So.
Right. That's why you play the game.
That's
Absolutely.
Exactly right.
Absolutely.
Exactly right.
And like I said, crazier things have happened tournament-wise, and there's something to be said about also playing, an in-county rival or a Sagamore Conference opponent again in the tournament, having to beat them again. I mean, it's beat them here last year. So
beat them last 2 years in the regular season.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
great
draw. I would think a great draw for us too. I would think that would be
it's
a great
solid
draw for us. Obviously get the winner of the North.
The only better
game.
draw would have been to have Blackford here.
Make them drive the 2.5, 3 hours.
I mean, some teams may look at their record and they've won 3 or 4 games, but they play in a really, really weak conference. And they've been 2A for quite a while. I think they just bumped back up to 3A. Yep. But hey, the other thing I would want to talk about was the basketball season coming up shortly. Very shortly.
Yes, the girls the girls start practice Monday.
Yeah,
right.
I think
girls
that's right.
Start with practice on Monday.
So we will be webcasting many of those games. We'll webcast all the conference home games, boys and girls, and just depending on how we can get workers to work our broadcast schedule. That depends on a lot on how many webcasts we can broadcast here. But Coach Bean's back for his second year with the girls, and I know what he's worked on last year and this year, and you'll see a team that is going to play really hard.
Yes,
they're working on their skill level big time. We need to handle the ball a lot better and at a lot faster pace.
And it's so hard. Same thing with football. We play in such a good conference.
Yeah.
When it comes to athletics and a lot of sports, we just play in a really talent filled conference, which is good. It makes us better all around, especially in the basketball realm. It's awesome, and hope to with the girls he has a great group of girls. So to see them to work hard and hopefully they'll have a lot of success.
And I think we'll see that girls program turn around and have more and more success as we get 2-3 years down the road, and even this year. It may not show up in wins so much this year, but I think it will. Maybe 1 or 2 more than last year. Maybe more than that if they get on a roll. Because there's teams out there that we're just as good at, but I'm not sure that we know that we're as good as the girls don't necessarily know that they're as good as the opponent, and they don't know how to win yet.
Well, and again, that's something they have to learn. You can't
Yes,
teach. You
right.
can just automatically teach teams how to win. They've got to figure that out. Figure that out on their own. You can put them all in the position to win and give them all the tools they need to do it, but they're the ones that actually have to go out on the field and do it.
And just quickly on the boys team had a tremendous summer.
Yes.
They went 30-5
Yes.
in the summer, and the only teams they lost to were either 4A teams or there was one travel team that they lost to. So, and after graduating what we graduated, people are going to be really surprised, I think.
Yes.
Well,
you and I have talked about this incoming freshman class that I had the privilege of coaching these last year.
Yes.
And you know what? We played a tough schedule. We played. You look at some of the teams that we play. We played. Lafayette Central Catholic, who's obviously really good. Tecumseh. I mean, that team. We held. They beat us pretty good, but that's a team that our kids.
Well, you get better playing
we do.
schools like that.
And our kids realize that, we can be at that caliber. So those are some good wins. Lost a couple of tough conference battles throughout the year, but, these incoming freshmen will help. It'll be an exciting year winter-wise.
Yeah.
All of our sports this winter will all be very good.
Our swimming will be really good. Yeah.
Swimming's coming off 2 sectional championships. Wrestling is obviously going to be,
You know
solid.
what? They
Basketball's
should be
gonna solid
competitive
again.
with the county.
They should, absolutely. Absolutely. It'd be exciting to get going with our winter sports. We've got to finish up here with the fall sports. We're just finishing up with the half.
This 8th grade team needs to win this game.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. This is a big one for them. So they're letting the clock roll out here. Hayworth will kick off for the Cougars. Back to receive. Looks like Fields and Powell.
Hey, we got to be ready for an onside kick too, which it looks like we are. We're playing our second level up a little tighter.
Actually, Powell's on that second level, so it looks like it's Cheney and Fields who are back to receive for the Athenians. Hayworth on the kick. He puts it down.
Good.
Field takes it nice there at the 21-yard line, gets it out across the 30, gets it to the 35, the 40, makes a couple guys miss, gets it out across midfield to about the 49-yard line. Second return that Fields has done a nice job to return, like you said, Coach, off that bounce, to see it off the bounce and just take it right there.
Yeah, it's different if you have to go down and field that ball, or if it's way up high and you got to jump to get it. But, man, it was a nice bounce. Let her high.
And that's the great thing about turf. You play that off the grass on a night like this where the divots and things, you don't know where that thing's going to go, but you know what? You get a true nice high.
Well, there could be some mud holes.
True story. Absolutely. On this whole field for sure.
But not now.
Not now. Turf helps out. 1st and 10 for the Athenians at the 49-yard line. Yeah, that time for sure. We definitely saw the right side of the line move. Ball start on the Athenians. Look like number 75, Hernandez. The old hands go up and looks to the coaches as mental mistake there. So 1st and 15 now at the 46-yard line. Right here in front of me in the nice, lovely, warm press box. And the mist doesn't seem to have dissipated at all out there. The umbrellas that the people are sitting under outside are still a little soaked. Hopefully, if you're listening to us, you're in the nice, friendly confines of your home. Hensley takes
good cut.
Shotgun snap and pitches it off to Fields on the option. So
I thought he was down.
Yeah, he was. Ground calls the fumble, it looks like, there by Fields. Good job by Hensley to make a good pitch there for the Athenians. Fields was able to get back to the 47-yard line. Kagan came off the field, and his arms are kind of dragging.
I think he got a little stinger.
I think he did too. They got it like in the elbow. That's the worst thing, to get hit right there behind the elbow on the ulnar nerve, to have the arm go completely limp. Looks like Coach Patton stretching him down there.
What Kagan did there, that cut back up the middle, and I've mentioned it before. Last year he wouldn't do that. And that's been his biggest improvement in his game, is getting north and south a lot quicker than he did last year.
Seeing the field. I mean, again, a touchdown run as well. Hensley that time takes
nice
the ball
job.
Straight from center. Cheney
on a nice run.
Again, gets it out to about the 41-yard line. Again, he just looks like
first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 31 Athenians.
And I don't know what it is, but he just looks like he runs so much harder than everybody else. I know he's clearly not, but he just looks like, when he gets the ball, he's running and
Well,
really
yeah,
hard.
and I've mentioned this before during these games. Kagan runs so smoothly,
Yes.
it doesn't look like he's running hard, but he is.
He absolutely. And again, Cheney's his center of gravity is so good. He's so
It
low to
is.
the ground.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
looks,
He could end up being a really powerful runner.
oh, for sure.
nice
sure.
job. Give it.
Again,
Oh!
Pitched a little bit behind Fields, but he makes the adjustment, gets out across the 35, and he's thrown out of bounds.
You know,
Actually, he's thrown down to the
yeah.
34, first down Athenians.
If that was a clean pitch, it's probably a touchdown.
It is. Because Kagan had to stop to
Yeah.
catch it, and he did
Yeah.
a great job in seeing
Well,
all the way in and
exactly.
tucking it down and running. Still was able to get the first down. Gets it out to about the 34-yard line. Again, first down. Great job by the Athenians again after the initial false start penalty. Put together a couple really good plays here to get them into Cougar territory. So again, we'll move Powell in motion to his left. Has to dig the snap out of the ground, but again, Cheney dodges one Cougar defender, gets to the outside, gets inside the 30, and is dragged out of bounds.
I tell you what, you got to really like the way Evans playing right now.
Yes.
It looks like he's really determined, this is a lot of people won't understand this, determined not to lose this game. It's like hating to lose more than you like to win.
Yes.
And that's the attitude that he has right now. We're going to win this game no matter what.
Absolutely. It shouldn't, to me, I always tell the kids this, shouldn't be a pep talk or anything to ever get you up, especially against a rival in a rivalry game against North. Here's Hensley out of the pistol. Takes the snap again, has to dig it out of the turf, but he does a nice job and hands it off to Fields. Fields does get up the middle. Looks like his forward progress got him to about the 26-yard line. Depends on the spot.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ian Hensley has done a fantastic job tonight handling those snaps. And, it's possible that the weather's causing Luke Raynard problems snapping the ball because it is so consistent where the snap is going.
Yes, it is. But like you said, Hensley has done a really nice job. And he hasn't rushed anything. He stayed with the play.
He has. And also the guy receiving the handoff, he knows he's being super patient as well.
Again, this time Hensley's now under center in the 3rd and 1. Takes the handoff, does Fields, bounces it to the outside, gets across the 20, one guy missed. Inside the 10, 5, touchdown, Kagan Fields.
I thought he made a mistake because there I'm looking, first down. I want to move the chains. And he kicked it out, and I said, Kagan, why did you kick it out for? Just get your first down.
You know what, though? The Cougars have done on those plays a really nice job, but it's just a better job. Evan Cheney on the play before had the same thing. The middle got clogged by the Cougars. He saw the outside was wide open and got to the corner. There again, Fields was able to, he saw the corner. Again, it's the field vision.
Yeah.
The field vision has been excellent this entire game on these drives, especially to the outside. So 20-14.
I agree.
For the Athenians,
and I'll just say, last year, none of the guys were able to do that. So that just tells me, they're gaining more confidence.
Maturity, yes.
And, being relaxed. And you have to have confidence to be relaxed.
And so again, we'll go under center.
Up middle.
Powell in motion. We've got a false start. Looked like Powell was heading. Looked like he was moving forward. Yeah, he was moving forward as the ball was snapped. So that'll move the Athenians back 5 yards.
This is really, really big here. Because if we get the 2-point conversion, then Northridge
has to score and get the 2-point conversion too.
It's not like, if we score, we're at least tied and we got a chance to go ahead. Yeah. No, we got to do both.
Yes, and especially with the like I said, defense has definitely been optional on the evening. So this is
but as the game goes on,
yes,
the team that's behind, it gets tougher and tougher.
Pressure on them, absolutely. Again, Hensley will go under center.
Watch a pass here.
We'll take the snap, rolls to his left.
He could run it in.
He's got a man open. That is number 22, Cheney. And the two-point conversion is good. You could see Cheney as he was rolling to his left, kind of going out in the flat, and just kept going with him. Lobbed it up there for Cheney, and he makes the catch and comes down with it. So the Athenians now have a 22-14 lead. They take about 3 minutes and 38 seconds on their first drive of the second half. And again, Coach, it might really be who has the ball.
It might be.
Last.
You're right. You're right.
But like you said, the big play there was to get that two-point conversion, because now North has to get the touchdown and score the two-point conversion. So really the pressure here is on the Cougars, but this would be a great time for the Athenians to put together a nice
defensive
stop.
You know, 3 and out, you got the ball, you got the momentum, and then you go down and score.
Absolutely.
And
start to put this game away.
Yeah, let's keep playing here, keep playing with the intensity that we have. Oh, this may be an unintentional. Oh, it didn't go far enough. It was going to be unintentional. He just missed the ball.
Yes, he whiffed. It was a whiff by Alex Hernandez.
You can see he was really trying to just kick it super duper hard.
And you know, Coach, sometimes that's why.
But that's
why I love teaching middle school kids. Yes, because it's like, you know what, you're trying to do the right thing. You can tell it, and he doesn't, and he just doesn't understand what. There's the facial expression. It's. People say I'm crazy for wanting to be around middle school kids, but it's so fun to just watch them. It's like, why did I do this wrong? Well, it's all right. It's okay.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes you do something wrong, and it doesn't need to be an explanation. You just did it wrong. It's okay.
Yep.
It's okay. So the Cougars will start at
if you keep doing the same thing wrong over and over.
As they say, the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
And right there, nice job by Kagan Fields to, really the guy. Fields doesn't make the tackle there, but it's because Kagan Fields stays disciplined on that play and holds the guy until his friends come and help him to take care of that business. They're stringing that play out as long as he can, and he waits for help. Great job there by the Athenians to force the Cougars into a 2-yard loss. And again, that kind of goes back to kind of the two-point conversion play. What has worked is for them to go with Andell or Hayworth up the middle, and here the very first play, they go with the jet sweep to the outside, trying to go against. It's kind of the strength of the Athenian defense is that outside. Takes snap this time again. He goes to Andell up the middle, and here again he has success going up the middle as he gets out to about the 41-yard line. Pretty good gain on that play.
Yeah, our middle linebackers really look like maybe at times they get too deep. They get sucked in before they're actually reading what's going on.
Because, again, he's getting to that second level.
You know what? We've gone to a 5-man line here. I think this is a really good adjustment. I like the 5-man line against what North has been trying to do.
They've got trips here to this near side and one lone receiver to the right. Again, Hayworth out of the shotguns, hands it off again to Andell.
Oh, boy.
And he is going to take it in for the touchdown. And you can see as he got to the line, saw two guys try to go up high and grab. And like you said, it's wet out there tonight, so it slips through. So a long touchdown run by Trevor Andell brings the Cougars, within 2 points at 22-20. So now a crucial 2-point conversion here for the Cougars to try to tie this game.
Yes, humongous.
Quick touchdown drive here, too, for the Cougars. Again, it's been big plays galore for both teams. This time, Hayworth will go under center out of the I formation. Takes snap, he hands it off to Andell, and he's just going to drive himself into the end zone to successfully complete the 2-point conversion. And that was just Trevor Andell on his own, basically that entire drive. They did one play to number 6, Gabe Laws, which was the loss, and then 3 plays, and Brett Andell gets into the end zone, and then he basically does that 2-point conversion himself. So we have a tie game here at 22 here in the third quarter, 2:54 remaining in the third quarter. The Cougars will be kicking off to the Athenians here.
I have to think that they're going to try to keep the ball away from Kagan Fields on the kickoff here. Whether it's just a short squib or kick over here to Evan, Now, Evan's been running the ball
Yeah,
for a while.
so pick your poison here,
right.
because then you've got Ethan Powell's on the second.
Now,
on
you
the
see
second layer
where
here.
we've changed positions on this kickoff. I think I would move our guys back up. I don't think they are going to kick it deep. I'm not. If I'm kicking off.
And he kicks it to looks like number 40, 46, is that?
Ruana?
There is no 46 on the roster.
So the Athenians, after the Northridge kickoff,
Hmm.
will have it.
Trying to see if I can see who that is.
I think it's Ruana. Arthur
No,
Ruana.
that's
Well, just see if there's a 67 out there. I don't think.
yes, but that is definitely not Ruano.
No.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna say that's probably Ruano too. We'll go with that. I'll ask him tomorrow. I have him in class. Did you catch that kickoff? Did you officially have a kickoff return last night? I'm sure he'd be excited to tell that. Hensley goes under center, 1st and 10, pitches it out to Fields. Fields gets it out here to the near side. He's got some room, gets out across the 50 and is dragged out of bounds.
Right in on another nice carry.
At about probably right at about midfield, right at about the 50-yard line, he will be officially marked.
And so the Athenians will now have it second
Be second at about 3 here at the 50.
after Fields' 7-yard run.
Again, it looks like Fields just is a little hesitant, but he is just methodical and setting up and is patient to wait on his blocks to see where the running room is. And then once he gets to the hole, he's quick through. Makes the most of the opportunity he has. So he'll be 2nd and 3 here. And so this time we'll go out of the pistol formation. Bruce Powell in motion to his left. Takes a snap, tough snap this time. The Cougars read that perfectly. And Cheney is going to be tackled at about the 45-yard line.
Number 60. And so there's a loss
First big play defensively for the Cougars
of about
in this second half. Lost about 4.
3rd and 7 now.
So 3rd and 7 for the Athenians at about the 46-yard line.
42-yard line.
Looked like that play kind of got slow developing anyway. Like the right side of the line was a little bit behind.
Not sure. I just don't know what we want to do here.
Hensley's under center. He moves Powell in motion to his left. Pitches it out to Fields, getting Fields to the outside.
Oh, yeah.
He gets across the 50 to the 45.
Yeah. He's gone.
On the left side.
Good
Cuts
cut
it back inside. He's tackled at about the 12-yard line. Another great play by Kagan Fields. Number 5, Brent Dagley, saves a touchdown for the Cougars. But not after Kagan Fields makes another big run down to the Cougar 11-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 11. And big plays have kind of been the name of the game for both teams
for sure.
all night. I don't really have our stat guy here to help me out, but I was hoping to see,
it's a lot of offensive yards.
20-plus yard plays on the evening is probably pushing double digits.
I think we'll go to Cheney here. What do you think? Give Kagan a breather.
They just moved Cheney in motion. They give it to Powell this time. Nice little change of pace there. He goes up the middle for a couple.
That's good. Give Kagan a little breather there after that long run. You saw Kagan really didn't hardly run at all on that play. He didn't carry out any fake or anything.
He didn't. He's like, thank you for letting me catch my breath. Now I'm ready to go. I can go right and or left.
Yeah, and I'm giving it to him.
Absolutely. Less than a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Again, game tied at 22. It's 2nd and 7 at the 9-yard line for the Athenians. Hensley again will be out of the pistol. This time moving Powell in motion. Somebody moved.
Zaire,
Yep.
wide receiver.
False start against the Athenians.
A couple of guys on the defensive line for the Cougars that made a little bit of a jump as well, but it will be against the Athenians. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty to push them back outside the 10 to, I think, about the 13-yard line.
And the ball is at the Northridge 13-yard line. So
Start the clock.
From 13.
After the penalty, 2nd and 12. little time getting Hensley the play in. So 2nd and 12 after the false start penalty. Again, Hensley out of the pistol. Cheney in motion to his right. And again, they move
Whoa.
on that right side.
False start. Go back the Athenians up 5
Looked like
more
Cheney and
yards.
Hernandez both on that right side moved at about the same time.
Did Hernandez move?
He did.
Okay.
Yep.
Because we had a guy in the backfield move too, but we could go ahead and move and reset. But if a lineman moves after he's set,
He popped up about the same time as Cheney did.
Okay.
So 2 straight false start penalties.
Hey,
It
don't
looks
think-
like the Athenians are going to
Yeah,
let the
yeah.
clock run out here in the third
Yep.
quarter. So sometimes necessarily if you're not going to turn the ball over, okay, teams aren't going to turn the ball over. Next thing is mental mistakes and mental penalties. And 2 big mental mistakes right there on the part of the Athenians has moved them outside of the
what are we? Whew.
second
Well,
and 17 at the 18. So we were first and 10 at the 11.
Right.
Got to play to where we were down
Right.
to the 8-yard line.
Yeah.
And now we're all the way back to the 18 after our 2 false start penalties. So again, you've got 3 plays to get the ball into the end zone here for basically 18 yards. So cut that in 3, get about 6 maybe every play here, or try to get something down close inside the 5-yard line maybe. But you definitely want to get a positive play.
Well, I was going to say,
Another score.
don't get impatient.
Yes.
Stay patient. The run game has been really good to us.
Yes, it has.
Don't just throw the ball here just because it's long yardage. I mean, how many runs have we had that have gained enough yards for the first down in this situation?
What this also does, too, is if you want to run something to the outside, if you have just like 5 yards to go, that helps. Going to the outside it's actually more advantageous for the Cougars because they have less field, to work with. Now, this opens up some things that can open up Zaire to the outside, or even open up Fields, or even Cheney to the outside. So really, you can look at this. And it opens
that
things up a little bit.
reverse that we ran
Absolutely.
earlier would be a good play right here.
And you know what? It happened right here with Zaire at this part of the field.
Yeah.
So, let's see if that's something that does Coach Morgan call the offensive play sometimes down here? Okay.
No.
All right. Well, he moves Cheney in motion to the right to start here the fourth quarter. Cheney
Option.
again does the option, pitches it out to Fields. Pretty good job by the Cougars to string that out to the right side. He does get, I think, maybe a yard
By several Cougars.
on the play.
Here's as if there is no gain on the play.
Again, a pretty good job by the Cougar defender. May not have made the tackle, but he forced Fields to have to make a decision
Northridge 18-yard line.
and waited for his Cougar friends to arrive. So gain of about maybe a yard on the play. So it'll be 3rd down and long for the Athenians at the 18. Again,
I
what a
think
positive play.
I think we'll throw it here, but at the same time, a run is not a bad play the way we've run the ball.
Absolutely. Absolutely here. So you've got Morgan and Cheney lined up wide to the left here. Hensley is under center. Moves Powell in motion. Hensley will roll to his right, throws toward the end zone. And Morgan is forced to play defense there as that ball kind of was floating up in the air.
Intended for number 2, Morgan, is broken up.
Number 18 for the Cougars, Zach Hall, was on the defense there, but again, Morgan was more relegated to defensive duty there to make sure that that ball was not intercepted. So 4th and 17 from the 18-yard line. So
Another tough play
another
call.
tough play call, absolutely here. And the penalties really kind of being the Achilles heel for the Athenians on this drive, but let's see if they are able to overcome the mistakes. Hensley will go out of the pistol with Fields lined up directly behind him. Hensley is forced in. It's a bad snap off the ground again, and the Cougars will recover it, which doesn't really matter. So they'll take over on down. So the first turnover of the evening is a turnover on downs. But again, Coach, the 2 penalties, back-to-back false starts, were the drive killers on that drive for the Athenians.
For sure, yeah.
So it's time for a big defensive stop here for the Athenians. Okay, the Cougars were the first ones to get the defensive stop on the night with the 8 of the 2 penalties. So now it is the Athenians' turn. 6:43 to go here in the contest.
I think the first couple plays of this drive will be huge. We'll probably decide the drive. And
Absolutely.
Probably decide the game. Who's ready to go right here?
Who wants it? Hayworth takes the snap. He will hand it off to Andell. This time Andell is met at the line of scrimmage, but he is able to drag a couple of Athenian defenders forward for a gain of a couple out to about the 25-yard line.
A host of Athenians in on the stop.
This is probably the drive of the game here.
No question.
For the Athenian defense. Again, the Cougars got the stop that they needed with the opportunity to get the ball back and take the ball down the field. So now it's the Athenians' turn. They got to come up with a big stop here. 2nd and 8 at the 25.
And just like us in offense, I think the Cougars need to be patient on offense as well.
Yes.
But if they're not, I think that's to our advantage.
Most definitely. Again, Hayworth out of the shotgun. He's going to take it himself up the middle. Squeezes through a couple of Cougar offenders that had divided a hole. He doesn't get any farther than about the 32 yard line. The 27
Number 13.
yard line. Gain of a couple again. So it'll be about 3rd and
Here's the
5.
thing. If you hold them to just like a 2 or 3 yard gain here, man, I think they have to punt. But I'm not sure they will.
I don't think they will either. It's
because it's getting down to who has the ball last, as you mentioned earlier in the game.
Absolutely, Coach Lutz over there's got a tough call to make here. I think it is. It's Tom Lutz that coaches.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Long time teacher and coach from at Northridge. He was. My dad was working for North Montgomery. He knew Tom very, very well. Speaks very fondly of Tom Lutz. Does a great job coaching and whatever he does over at a fumble on the exchange.
Well, I think they do have to punt now.
I think so too. The Cougars do recover. It looks like number 6, Gabe Laws, on the recovery. It's at the 25-yard line.
You know what? I don't think they're going to. I think they're going for it.
And I think I know who's probably going to get the ball. And what's shocking to me is that Andell has been the guy the entire game, and he has not touched the ball in this series right here.
Well, looks like you know what? I don't trust him. If they punt it, they punt it.
At this point, absolutely. They're lined up in the trips to the right here. The guy lined up to the left, but Hayworth is deep.
They were moving. Watch the ball.
It's a decent punt.
It's a good roll.
It does take a Cougar bounce. It's inside the 40.
Really good roll.
Down to about the 34-yard line. A really good punt by Hayworth.
And both Northridge 7th and 8th grade have punted the ball extremely well.
Yes, they have. They have.
And that does turn the field.
It does.
And
it forces, you know what, though? Both teams have scored quick. So that can happen. It's been big plays. You notice those last 2 drives, they've not gotten big plays. In every other drive, they've had at least one big play of over 20 yards. Generally, they've had 2.
That's been the history with this 8th grade team this year and last year. They give up the big play. They'll hold them, and then big play.
About like the Colts, right?
Colts
are kind of like that.
It's maddening. I mean, it's just maddening.
Hensley this time is under center.
Good job.
Cheney up the middle.
Cheney goes right up the middle. It was weird. It didn't look like Hensley had the ball at all to hand off to Cheney. That was an optical illusion on the play. The mist is starting to play with my eyes a little bit.
Be patient. Be patient. Because we don't want to turn the ball over here.
Absolutely, especially right now with this little time left. The clock's going to start becoming a problem. And again, like you said, taking care of the football.
But we've got the ball, so it's more of a problem for Northridge than it is for us.
Yes, it is.
So, we get a first down here, we can run the clock out and go into overtime.
But we want to win.
We want to win.
Again, on the option,
get upfield.
Hensley's first That's his first official carry of the night. Probably a pretty good choice to hang on.
Oh, yeah,
to
there was
they
nothing.
They
Yeah.
had Fields pretty well covered, so good discipline on making sure that the guy that can beat him didn't get the ball and force Hensley into guys where there was nobody there. So he gets a gain of probably about 3 yards on the play.
I think I go back up the
39-yard line.
middle on a quick hitter here. I'm just looking to get a first down here.
You know, a
course.
guy that has done a nice job as kind of that change of pace has been Powell.
Yeah.
Powell's done a nice job a couple times of running through the middle and kind of been that surprise guy. So we'll see what they do here on 3rd and 5. Again, ball marked at the 39-yard line. They need to get to their own 44. Again, Hensley goes under center. Moves Powell in motion. Take the snap. Pitches to Fields. And they try to do a reverse. The pitch is dropped. And the Cougars will take over at the 33-yard line. Unbelievable, Coach.
Well, I mean, see, I'm
Bad
not sure if that was supposed to be a handoff or a pitch. You know, on the reverse, and it almost looked like it because we were too close for it to be a pitch.
And when Zaire was coming off, he was tapping his chest like it was his fault. So something there, because it looked like his eyes were turned up field before he might have caught it. So big break for the Cougars here. Again, 2:17 to go here in the contest. Athenians defense needs to step up big here. Hayworth out of the shotgun. He will take the snap and hand it right off to Andrell, who goes right up the middle, dragging Athenians with him. The ball does come loose. And Kagan Fields is going to take it to the house.
I heard a whistle,
For a
though.
touchdown. I did too. There is a flag on the play.
There is a flag. It's going to be against North Bench. I think it's going to come back.
I think it is,
it's
too.
going
I
to be
think it's-
North ball, but
it is
there's
gonna
going to
be
be a
North ball, yeah.
15-yard penalty on North. Well, it may be offsetting penalties because there's one up here,
something
too.
down here.
I think-
trying to get sorted out. There was a whistle. I thought I heard a whistle.
Yeah, I did, too.
But I will say, though, nobody stopped. Nobody stopped playing even after the whistle.
Wow, you know what?
So at least they kept playing.
Yeah.
Both sides did keep playing, to their credit.
I'm not sure how we could have had a penalty here because Kagan was way out in front of everyone.
I don't know if a block in the back or Chad Hodges is trying to sort out the play.
See, and both penalties were dead ball, so it's going to be where the Northridge player went down, was
Yes.
called down, because both penalties were after the play was over.
Still not certain.
Maybe it was sideline warning on both teams. And sideline warning is just a warning.
Right. I think that's what that was his call on both sides. So officially the play was called dead at the
Evidently, the play was
24-yard
called dead,
line.
and I believe there was a sideline warning.
I honestly did not see when the ball came out. So I did hear a whistle.
Yes, I did too.
Will have it at the 24-yard line.
So timeout.
Nobody was stopping that play.
So timeout called by the Athenians, it looks like.
I think that's a good timeout.
Yes, absolutely. Kind of
Kids are really emotional.
I think Coach May is too. He's obviously going to give, referee chat, and of course Coach Morgan right there.
It may have been an inadvertent whistle.
I
Maybe
think
the
it
ball
was.
came
I
out.
think it was, yes.
But an inadvertent whistle,
And that's one of those plays where even in the NFL, an inadvertent whistle, you can't even review it.
Nope.
It's not a reviewable play.
North ball.
So, Athenians got a little adversity they've got to overcome here with 1:57 to go here in the contest. It's 2nd and 1 for the Cougars when the officials can get this set.
and honestly, what we're doing right here Coach. And you better watch Coach Lutz. He may throw the ball long here.
He might.
Second and short. Perfect time to throw
One of those
long.
times, one of those big hitters, absolutely. Yes. He works out of the shotgun. He does have Andrell lined up to his left, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to the end zone, or towards the left side. But the pass falls incomplete. The pass was intended for number 5, Brent Dagley.
By number 22, Cheney.
Cheney breaks up the pass. 3rd and 1.
So it'll be 3rd down.
In the grand scheme of things, really not that bad of a call. I mean, that's...
No, that's a good call. I'm surprised he threw that far, that wide.
Yes.
It doesn't look like the quarterback has a great arm. Right. That's a long throw for him.
Because then again, you have 3rd down and 1 here. You obviously have...
you're going to get your first down here.
Yeah, absolutely. You have Andell, who's run the ball very well. Another shotgun, go the Cougars. Hayworth will hand it off to Andell, and he will get the first down across the 20, down inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. So the Cougars will have first and 10 at the 18-yard line. Now it's time. Athenians got to step up here.
Start the clock.
Big stop.
Sorry about that, folks.
Big stop. Again, Andell's been the guy mainly on this drive. Hayworth again will go from the shotgun. They line trips to the left. Andell switch to the other side here. Looks like there may have been movement, but no call.
Oh, boy.
Andell will take it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. So from 18 yards out, Andell scores, but it does leave the Athenians 1:05 on the clock.
And the Cougar touchdown.
And they have gotten really good returns.
Yes, we have.
Kickoff returns. But this is going to be a big play here on this 2-point conversion attempt for the Cougars.
So the all-important 2-point conversion to follow.
I would think, again, go with what works. And Andell has been pretty much unstoppable really this entire half when he has received the football. We'll see what Coach Lutz and the Cougars decide they're going to do here. Again, Hayworth out of the shotgun. They hand it off to Laws, and again, sometimes just outthinking or out-coaching themselves.
Yep.
We do have a holding against the Cougars, but it is declined. And again, they just had 2 straight plays where Andell has been unstoppable up the middle, and here they decided to run a jet sweep to the weak side, and there's nothing there. I don't either. But it helps us. So I guess no complaints here. So again, 1:05, plenty of time for the Athenians, and I believe 2 timeouts. Correct? 2 timeouts. We took the timeout after what we thought was the fumble. And
I think you're right. We didn't call one down here on our last possession, did we?
I don't think so.
I don't think we did.
I don't think so. I don't because it was the end of the 4th quarter. That's why we switched. We switched in, so we should have. Okay, I think we have two timeouts left. Hayworth on the kickoff.
Again, we're
moving up Patton and Powell.
I like that.
Again, Fields and Cheney back deep to receive. Again, great returns so far when they've had the opportunity to return. The other kickoff has been out of bounds. So it hits off of Patton. Fields will pick it up at about the 32.
If he gets reversed, he's got something.
He's got something along the right side. He gets it out across the 45 to the 50. 45-40, got one man to beat. He's pushed out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. For some reason, it looked like because it hit off Patton, everybody on this side stopped, and Kagan Fields was the only guy running. He reverses his field very smartly, gets it across the 50 out to the 32-yard line. So again, a great kick return has the Athenians in business at the 32.
Hey, you know what? We don't have to put the ball in the air.
No, we
don't have to. But
not with 2 timeouts.
You know, if you got a nice safe pass you can throw here, that's good, because then what that'll do is that would loosen Northridge up on a 2nd down play, because they say, they throw on 1st down, they're going to throw on 2nd down. And they came up and they're playing really tight. Man, if we could throw one long here.
Throws it incomplete. And I officially have a text from our esteemed athletic director, Bryce Barton, who said he went back and looked at the replay. The whistle happened after the fumble, and we had possession.
Inadvertent whistle then.
Yep.
That's a tough one.
Thank you, Mr. Barton, for going back and checking the play for us. So, again, the inadvertent whistle. But, again, we have the opportunity
you still go back
to
and you look at the defense, you got to stop. You
do.
got to make tackles.
You do, absolutely.
I mean, okay, we made the one play, but you cannot let guys just run like Andell.
But we have our
got an opportunity right here
to win the game here. So hopefully we can overcome that. So Hensley will take the snap, looking to his left,
run it
to his right, throws it, incomplete. Receiver looked like he was just kind of waiting for the ball, and the Cougar defender attacked the ball there. The pass was intended for Gavin Kenny.
Well, I thought, didn't we have something there? Just
he had a little bit of room. I think he kind of stopped. But here again, like you said, Ian Hensley's the type of kid who
you're
doesn't
not looking for a
to make the
touchdown
mistake
here.
there.
You're looking for a first down here.
Right. And like you said, Hensley's the one that doesn't want to make a mistake. So he's trying to be safe on the play, which is good there. So 3rd and 10 here.
We're looking for a first down. We can run it here. We can run it here.
Absolutely. Fields is the lone setback. Looking for
Screen.
a screen. Got it set up pretty well here.
Go, baby.
Fields gets
to
the outside of the 20. He gets down to the 15. About loses the football.
We got a timeout. I'm going to call timeout right now because the clock will start once they set the chains.
And May has signaled a timeout.
Okay.
For the Athenians. The ball is officially at the 14-yard line. So, again, it's going to come down to the Athenians having an opportunity like we were in the 7th game. You know, we're going the exact same way.
Yep.
Now, I will say, though, that with the 8th grade, you have a lot more options. Whereas you knew it was Michael Willis, and that was really it. Whereas here, you've got plenty of options. Hensley can throw. You've got 14 yards to go here. Obviously now if you can get a first down, great. But you've got to get the ball into the end zone. You've also got to make sure if you don't have any timeouts left, that you got to make sure that you get to the sideline. Or if your Coach Mayer telling we don't have any timeouts, if you get to the middle of the field, you've got to have a second play called and get right.
I do wish I knew how many timeouts we had.
I did too.
If we've got one,
I'm like you. I can't remember if they did call a timeout on possession or not, but they do for sure. This is their second timeout for sure that we know that they've taken here.
Because if you've got a timeout, you still have the run as an option play here.
And I would think that they want to get Fields on the outside if they have a timeout left.
Right. No, you're exactly right.
If they have the timeout left.
We ran a play earlier in the year where we were throwing to Ethan Powell a lot. Now, Ethan, unfortunately, he was dropping about half of them. But it was a play where he got wide open and would have some nice yardage. I'm not sure I'd have confidence enough to throw it right now.
Well, they pitch it out to Fields. Now they're going, and it's Alex Hernandez on the catch.
Timeout.
He gets it down inside the 10. And that will be their 3rd and final timeout. So officially, Hernandez is lined up as a tight end on that right side.
Well, last year in this same game as 7th graders, we ran a tackle lateral.
Kind of like
with
that.
Alex.
Yeah.
It's a lateral.
Right.
We, throw it behind.
That was a pass.
That was a pass.
Forward pass. So.
And Alex ran for about 25, 30 yards on that last year. Now, you can't do that now. No timeouts left, 15 seconds to go. I don't even think the run is an option now. I think you got to throw the ball.
Well, or if you're running probably
the last play of the game. The last play of the game, you can run.
Yes. But
let's hope it doesn't get down to the last play.
No, let's hope.
Let's score with 0.1 left on the clock.
Yes. Well, kind of like we did at the end of the first half.
Exactly.
Where we had 0.2 of a second left, and all right, so 15 seconds left. It is 2nd and 5, so conceivably there could be at least
the other thing.
3 more plays.
Mr. Perfectionist back here at quarterback, he needs to understand where to miss if I throw the ball. Okay, I'm not necessarily trying to throw a perfect pass to a receiver. I can miss here. Oh, he was
But-
open.
Yes, he was.
Incomplete pass intended for number
If you
2,
miss,
Morgan in the
you're
end
throwing to the
zone.
right side.
Perfect.
Throw. Yeah,
No,
that's
that
perfect.
was perfect.
He's trying to throw that thing to rock point where nobody else can catch
That's
it
exactly
except
right.
his guy. So same thing going to the right. If you're going to miss, throw it to 32. If you're going to the left, throw it to the softball field.
Right.
And like he said there, and Zaire was open. Zaire had his guy beat,
Yep.
just sailed out of his hands.
There's
a
one of
little
those
bit.
where a touch pass, which is actually more of what Ian throws.
Yes. It didn't look like he was moving too, and he looked like he was getting a little happy feet. So
He
didn't
was.
have a chance to really set his feet and make a good solid throw.
I'm ready to yell, throw it, just to get rid of it and get it out of bounds. So we got to move on to the next play.
So 3rd and 5 here, 10.3 left in the contest. Hensley under center. He pitches at the field.
Oh boy, this is dangerous.
Gets to the right side. He is not going to get
Well,
into
he was
the end
out of
zone,
bounds.
but he gets forced out of bounds. It is a first down. It looks like he was beyond the
Well,
sticks.
we got one play, 2.6 seconds
The
left.
Athenians
Hey, you going to run Fields to the left here?
with
Fields to the left or Fields to the right. Now, okay, now wait a minute. Another timeout called by the Athenians.
3-yard line.
No, I think North's calling this
Another
one.
timeout on the field.
Yeah, he pointed toward the Athenians. I think this would have to
Well,
be this.
whatever.
Yes, a timeout nonetheless. Timeout nonetheless. So, 2.6 here. Obviously, this will be the last play of the game. Are you putting it in the hands of your running backs to run it here, or are you putting it in the air?
I'm giving it to Kagan.
2.6
On the outside?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, he's got to make the choice. If there's nothing there, cut it up. Or I've seen Kagan do this numerous times in the last 2 years. He cuts, let's say he's going left. Boom, boom. Oh, there's nothing there. Well, just reverse it and go all the way back to the right side.
So, big play. Play the game right
I mean,
here.
we've already seen that tonight. He did that once
He did.
tonight.
Yes, he did. And got positive yards out of
Yes,
it, too.
big play.
Actually, he's done it twice. He did it on one running play, and then
And
he
when
did it on the
kickoff.
kick return. Yeah.
Yeah.
on your feet.
Yeah.
Let's make some noise.
All right, so the play of the game, at least to this point, for the Athenians.
This is identical to the 7th grade game.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
The fans have been treated to 2 tremendous football games here this evening. Here we go. Hensley will take the snap under center. He will move Powell in motion. Kagan fields the lone setback. Pitches it to the left. Fields gets around the side. The Cougars continue, and he is just short of the end zone
Almost
again.
identical.
1 yard short, this time
In what is
on the near side pylon instead of the far side pylon.
duplicate of what happened in the 7th
But
grade
2
game.
tremendous football games played by both the Cougars and the Athenians this evening. Like you said, identical plays because it was pitches to both.
Your best
Mike Hale.
player.
Yeah, your best player decided, you put the ball in the hands of your best player.
And
again, a wonderful treat for despite the weather, overcome the weather, to have 2 great games this evening. Unfortunately, the Athenians come up short on the scoreboard in both games. In the 7th grade game, the 7th graders lose to the Cougars 6-2. And in the 8th grade game here this evening, the Cougars make a stand at the 1 yard line, and they defeat the Athenians 28-22. So the season comes to an end, Coach, for both the 7th and the 8th grade.
Right.
And lots of improvements for sure for both teams, considering that the 7th grade team is a 6th and 7th combined team.
Absolutely.
Which was tough to have to get. Coach Moats, athletic director for CMS, does a great job of putting the schedule and things together, and did a great job of getting those 2 teams together. But there's really good kids on both teams, really good potential for both teams moving forward, going into the off season.
And I'll bring this up again. I bring it up a lot to middle school parents, and they always just focus on their class alone. And we all know once you get to high school,
yes.
there's 4 different classes
Yes,
that go
there
together to make your team,
Yes,
and
there is.
teams. So you look at that, and there's plenty enough talent here to compete at the high school level. They got to put some time in the off season and build their bodies up. bigger, stronger, faster. That's been a long time thing.
Yep.
And you just got to do that. You got to, you know what? If you want to be good at anything, you just got to put in extra time.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what it is. You got to put in more time than what the coaches ask you to put in. And I think Coach Getz has got some of that going on and needs more of it. And that's what you really have to focus on now. The season's over with. And you can look back and look at the positive things and the things you need to improve on. But moving forward, it's just all about individually bigger, stronger, faster, and then being more cohesive as a team. And with it from grade to grade, that cohesiveness has to come together. And, you do those things. And I just think there's too much athletic ability. I know there's some naysayers out there, but there is too much athletic ability not to have success if kids do these things.
Yes.
That I just mentioned.
And the great thing about a lot of about these two classes, you look at this 8th grade group, and we've talked about it a lot. Obviously I coach baseball with you and Coach Froge, and we've talked a lot about how, some of our very best kids are also kids that do multiple sports.
Hey, I see more and more of that.
It is amazing. This 8th grade group, a lot of those kids, you look at all those kids, Ian Hensley, Ethan Powell, Zaire Morgan, Gavin Kenny, a lot of those guys play multiple sports, and that's specialization.
Absolutely.
As much as you and I both love baseball and we love our kids to play, that's not for the benefit of our kids to play baseball all the time.
The number one football program in the nation in college, Alabama, Nick Saban, head coach, he will tell you he wants kids playing multiple sports.
Urban Meyer.
All the way through high school.
Urban Meyer. They're high school basketball coaches. I listen to 1070 The Fan religiously. Dan Dockich and all those guys
he does.
all say they want those guys to compete. It's not necessarily the sport they're playing, whether they're playing whether they're running cross country or they're playing tennis or they're playing football. This winter, if they're swimming, if they're wrestling, they're competing. They're competing, and that's what we want our kids to do. And our kids, at the middle school, they compete, and that's what we want to continue to continue to build. And it's these fall sports. We look at, I sent an email. Funnily, Jim Johnson of the Journal Review. He's a Weibo guy, so he and I kind of trade barbs back and forth. And I said, I love this chase thing, for the county. It's kind of unfortunate right now that North and South are up 20-8. But I went back and I looked since they started the chase. Here's the thing.
I know what you're going to say.
And I sent it to Jim and I said, look, I love that you did the chase, but here's the important part. We have 18 championships between Sagamore Conference and sectionals.
Right.
Southmont just got their 6th with girls soccer. North Montgomery, they just got their what was it? I think it's 6 for Southmont, and I think North has like 7. So you know what? I'll take our 18 championships over this chase any day.
Absolutely.
And that's what I want our kids to see. It's like, you know what? Tennis just won a sectional. Even they struggled during the year, but they won a sectional. The soccer team this year, our soccer team, middle school wise, has gone to 3 straight conference championships, and they're 1-2. But that's huge for them. That's huge for them, and not necessarily the success, but see that our sports teams have, they're good.
Yep.
They're really good. And it's all because they do multiple things. So, Coach, it's been a privilege. Only game I got to do all year, but hopefully my lovely wife Stacy, who I was planning on being here tonight anyway, but spending more time with her and the 2 sons that I have. Won't be coaching basketball this year or doing PA like I've done the last couple of years, but hope to maybe I can talk Stacy into let me do a couple of webcast games, because
that sounds great.
You know what, the girls and boys, it's gonna be a great winter for Athenian sports. So I strongly encourage you fans of Athenian athletics. It's great to be an Athenian. I love Crawfordsville. I know Coach Welliver. I know Duggar does too. This winter's going to be awesome. So go and support the Athenians, whether it's basketball, whether it's wrestling, swimming. The gymnastics team will start I think after Christmas. Mm-hmm. But girls basketball is the first one up here this winter, and then the swim teams will get started shortly thereafter. So we'll finish up with football on Friday night, Coach.
Yep.
Frankfort is here. Both teams are looking for their first win, so that should be a great opportunity to come out and see your Athenians for the second to last time, and then they will host Southmont in the first round of the sectional. So again, a final here from Crawfordsville High School in the 7th grade game. The Northridge Cougars defeat the 7th grade Athenians by the final score of 6-2. And in the 8th grade game, almost identical finishes with defensive stands by the Cougars at the 1-yard line. The 8th grade Cougars defeat the 8th grade Athenians 28-22. So that wraps up fall sports here, Crawfordsville High School. Wish everyone a very pleasant evening. And if I don't see any of you, enjoy your fall break with your kids, and we'll be back for winter sports in 2 weeks.